Hey everyone, ready to go deeper than the usual travel stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Today we're doing a deep dive into Azerbaijan,
Sounds good.
using the book Azerbaijan in Focus.
I'm excited.
And we're not just going to hit the main tourist spots, right?
Right, yeah.
We're going to figure out what really makes this country unique
Definitely get into the details.
from its kind of cultural crossroads situation
Yeah.
to honestly natural wonders that sound like they're from a sci-fi movie, some of this stuff.
Oh, I know, right? I was reading
And
about.
trust me, once we get to the symbolism in their carpets,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
never look at them the same way again.
That changes everything, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
Okay, so first impressions. When you started researching, what stood out to you?
Well, right away, it's Azerbaijan's location in the Caucasus region,
Yeah.
surrounded by
Yeah.
such different countries, right? You've got Russia, Georgia, Armenia, Iran, Turkey.
It's like right in the middle of everything.
Exactly, like a geographical melting pot, even before you factor in the Caspian Sea.
Oh yeah, the Caspian Sea, that's not just a pretty view, right?
No, not at all.
The book really makes it clear that it's huge EE for their economy,
It is.
especially with the oil and gas, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But I'm kind of more drawn to the cultural blend aspect.
Mhm.
It's like Azerbaijan is this tapestry made from so many different threads.
That's a perfect way to put it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book highlights how Persian influence is still there
Oh wow.
in their food, their language. It shows that shared history from centuries ago. Then you've got the Turkic migrations. That's a whole other layer,
Yeah.
creating links to like Turkey, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. It's amazing how it all builds up.
It's like how families have those recipes, right?
Mhm.
Passed down.
Uh-huh.
Each generation adds a little something, but the core ingredients are still there.
Yeah, I like that.
And speaking of ingredients, this cultural blend goes for religion, too.
Oh, that's right.
Azerbaijan is mostly Muslim, but there's a Christian minority, which suggests
Tolerance.
exactly like a historical tolerance.
Yeah,
That's something a lot of countries could learn from today.
couldn't agree more.
All right, so let's talk about Baku.
The capital city.
Yeah, we often see those picture-perfect photos, right?
Oh, yeah.
The flame towers, the modern buildings, all that.
Modern architecture, yeah.
But there's got to be more to it than that.
There's layers to it.
Yeah, Karashur, the old city,
Yes,
seems like a good place to start peeling back those layers.
I agree.
The book calls it a UNESCO World Heritage Site,
Uh-huh.
and I can totally see why.
Yeah, within Etcherisher, you've got landmarks like the Maiden Tower,
Oh, yeah.
the Palace of the Shirvan Shahs. Each one tells a story not just of architecture, but of power, artistry, and those legends the book mentioned.
Oh, yeah, the legends.
The Maiden Tower, for example.
Okay.
Its origins are wrapped up in these tales of tragic maidens
Wow.
and dragon-slaying heroes, you
Yeah,
know.
right.
These stories, passed down for generations, they give us a window into the values and beliefs that have shaped Azerbaijani culture.
So it's not all ancient history, though, right?
No, not at all.
The book does a really good job of showing the contrast between, those historical wonders like the Maiden Tower
Yeah.
and then these ultra-modern buildings
Right.
that have kind of become symbols of Baku, the modern side.
Yeah, that juxtaposition is really fascinating.
Yeah, those flame towers everyone sees in photos. What impression do they, create? What do you think they say about modern Baku?
Well, they definitely make a statement, don't they?
They do.
Those flame towers with that unique shape, that fiery glow, they seem to represent Azerbaijan's aspirations, like their ambition to be seen as this modern dynamic nation.
Right.
Then there's the Haydar Aliyev Center,
Oh, yeah.
designed by Zaha Hadid, who's, really famous architect.
Yeah, she's known for those really impactful buildings.
Ex-
I read that even the shape of the Haydar Aliyev Center is supposed to have a meaning, right?
It does. It's meant to reflect the country's cultural identity, its progressive outlook,
It's like they're saying, we honor our past, but see, we're also looking towards the future.
Exactly, yeah, that balance.
And speaking of looking back, the book takes us beyond the capital, right?
Deeper into the country.
Yeah, to delve into Azerbaijan's ancient past,
Mm-hmm.
starting with Gobustan National Park.
Ah, yes, Gobustan.
So what's there?
This is where we find the petroglyphs, those rock carvings, thousands of years old,
Wow.
giving us this glimpse into daily life back then.
What kind of stuff is carved there?
Well, we see scenes of hunting, rituals, family life. It's like a visual diary, of a civilization that's long gone.
It's amazing to think about people carving those images so long ago.
Isn't it?
And right alongside those carvings, something that sounds totally out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mud volcanoes.
Mud volcanoes, yeah.
And what's intriguing is that They're not just something to look at, right? No.
The book mentions people taking mud baths there,
Oh, yeah, the mud baths.
believing in their, like, therapeutic properties.
Uh-huh.
Makes you wonder, how did that connection between, like, a natural thing and well-being, how did that even start?
It is fascinating, right?
Yeah.
These mud volcanoes, they're a result of geological processes deep within the earth.
Right.
But they've become intertwined with local traditions and beliefs.
Yeah.
It shows a deep connection between the people and their land, like a reverence for the power and mystery of the natural world, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
It's a beautiful thing.
Speaking of mysteries, let's go back to that Maiden Tower for a sec.
Oh, yeah.
The book really plays up its legendary origins.
Mm-hmm.
There's that tale of the maiden forced to choose between an unwanted marriage and jumping from the tower.
Tragic.
It's a story as, like, captivating as it is tragic.
Absolutely.
But it reflects this theme of, like, defiance against societal norms, which I think still resonates with us today.
It does. It does. And then there's the legend of the dragon-slaying hero who built the tower to, like, commemorate his victory, right?
Right, yeah.
It makes you wonder, was it a real dragon?
Or a symbol.
Or a symbol of something else entirely?
Exactly, a metaphor.
It's the kind of story that makes you think about, like, those deeper layers of meaning
Definitely.
hidden within these ancient tales.
Yeah, always more to uncover.
So, moving on in our journey, we come to Shaky,
Shaky.
a city steeped in history,
Steeped in history, yeah.
known for the Khan's Palace, this architectural gem.
The Khan's Palace, yeah, it's incredible.
So tell us about it. What's the book say about the Khan's Palace?
The book describes it as, like, a place frozen in time,
Oh, wow.
showcasing the opulence and craftsmanship of, you know, a bygone era.
Mm-hmm.
But Shaky's importance goes beyond just the palace.
Oh, okay.
Its location on the Silk Road routes
Ah,
meant it was this hub for trade and cultural exchange for centuries.
wow.
Just imagine those caravans passing through, right? Bringing with them not just goods, but ideas, stories, traditions from all over the known world.
It's like a precursor to the globalized world we live in today.
It really is.
Really is. Yeah, the Silk Road was all about connection, exchange.
It's amazing to think about those ancient trade routes. The caravanserais, where merchants from all these different lands would gather, exchange goods, and share their culture.
Those bustling caravanserais, yeah, hubs of activity.
But let's move beyond the city walls now
Okay.
and explore those natural wonders that lie further out.
Sounds good.
The Caucasus Mountains, they kind of dominate the landscape, right?
They do, yeah, those majestic peaks.
But the book says there's so much more to discover beyond those mountains.
That's right, yeah. We tend to think of Azerbaijan as just this mountainous country,
Mm-hmm.
which it is to some extent.
Yeah.
But within those mountains, there's a surprising diversity of landscapes.
Oh, wow.
The book even distinguishes between, like, the Greater Caucasus,
Okay.
which is a challenge for even experienced hikers.
And then the Lesser Caucasus, which offers more accessible trails, breathtaking views.
Right.
Shahdag National Park, for example, is a perfect example of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Stunning vistas, alpine meadows, you name it.
And then there's the Ganja region,
Ganja, yeah.
described as this, like, oasis of tranquility
That's a good description.
with its waterfalls, lakes, forests.
Mhm.
It's a stark contrast to those rugged mountains, right?
It is, yeah.
And evokes a sense of peace, serenity.
Yeah, like a place to just reconnect with nature.
Escape the hustle and bustle.
Exactly. Get away from it all.
But of all the natural wonders described in this book, there's one that really grabbed my attention.
Oh, which one?
Naphthalene.
Naphthalene. Yeah, that one piqued my interest too.
Healing oil bath.
Healing oil baths, it's so unusual, almost counterintuitive, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't sound very relaxing.
Not at first glance, no.
Imagine immersing yourself in crude oil.
It's not exactly what you picture when you think of, like, a spa day.
Right, exactly.
But the book says these oil baths are believed to treat all sorts of ailments.
Yeah.
Skin conditions, joint pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a fascinating example of how those traditional remedies often draw upon whatever resources are available, right?
Yeah,
Using what's in their environment.
that's really interesting. But I'm also curious about the science behind it. You know, is there
Yeah.
any research to back up the claims about these oil baths?
Well, the book mentions that the oil is rich in naphthalene,
Okay.
which has been studied for its potential therapeutic properties. But the research is still pretty limited, so it's important to approach these claims with a healthy dose of skepticism, you know?
Right, right.
It's not a miracle cure, but it definitely raises some interesting questions.
Yeah, for sure.
About natural remedies, the role of traditional medicine in a modern world.
And it ties into the whole trend of health tourism, right?
It does, yeah.
People looking for alternative treatments, experiences that go beyond conventional medicine.
Exactly, seeking something different.
Naphthalene seems to be tapping into that desire for, like, something different, a connection to ancient wisdom, the healing power of nature.
Yeah, that pull towards the traditional.
Okay, but let's switch gears now.
Okay.
And go to a landscape that's totally different from those lush forests of Ganja.
Right, where to?
The Gobustan Desert.
The desert.
Described in the book as a lunar landscape.
That's evocative, isn't it?
Yeah, just that description paints a picture.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Barren, otherworldly.
Yeah, totally different vibe.
The mud volcanoes here are different, too.
Oh, wow, so?
They've shaped this stark, almost alien landscape, you know?
Wow.
And what's remarkable is that even in this desolate environment, you find traces of human history.
Really?
The book mentions ancient petroglyphs in this area as well.
Oh, wow.
Suggesting that people have been drawn to this unique landscape for, like, millennia.
So we've gone from the bustling capital of Baku to the tranquil forests and waterfalls of Ganja.
Yeah.
And now to a desert that feels like the moon.
Quite a range, isn't it?
Azerbaijan is truly a land of contrasts.
It really is. It's a testament to the country's geographical diversity and its ability to surprise visitors with its ever-changing landscapes.
Yeah, it seems like each region offers a different chapter in the story of Azerbaijan.
It does, a multi-layered story.
And we've only just begun to explore the richness of this narrative.
There's so much more to uncover.
But for now, let's take a break.
Sounds good.
And then we'll delve into another fascinating aspect of Azerbaijan.
Okay, what's next?
Its cultural heritage.
All right, I'm ready.
We'll be back after a short break.
Looking forward to it. Azerbaijan's cultural heritage is just as diverse as its landscapes.
Yeah, and just as captivating.
Exactly.
One of the things that really stood out to me in the book was the Moga music.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds almost mystical.
It's very evocative.
Very just music.
It's an experience.
Exactly.
Mogam is deeply rooted in Azerbaijani culture. It blends folk and classical elements.
Right.
It's both traditional and innovative.
And it's passed down through generations, right?
Yeah, each musician adding their own interpretation, improvisation.
So what kind of instruments are we talking about here?
The book mentions the tar, the kamancha, the saz.
Okay.
Each one has its own sound, its own history.
It's like this whole orchestra of tradition.
It really is, yeah, contributing to this rich tapestry of sound.
And what's fascinating to me is it's not just about playing the notes, right?
No, it's about conveying emotions.
Yeah, telling stories through music.
Exactly.
Each performance is like a journey.
Taking the listener on an emotional roller coaster, yeah.
To really get Mogam, you have to understand these things called makams, right?
That's right, yeah.
Which are like melodic modes that form the basis of this music tradition.
Each makam evokes a specific mood, an emotion.
And the musician kind of navigates these modes.
Skillfully weaving them together, yeah.
To create a powerful, moving experience.
The book really emphasizes the emotional depth of Mogam.
Yeah, it's not background music.
No, it's meant to be felt, to stir the soul.
It's like music transcending language, cultural barriers, connecting us on this deeper level.
Exactly, it's a universal language.
Okay, Mogam is officially on my must-experience list.